Our first visit is to the city of Ghent. After arriving at the train station, we walk to the smack through the Citadel Park. We continue towards the Ghent University Economics faculty. This building was constructed in 1976 by the architects Raoul Brunswick and Oden Wadhelle. The many terraces and awnings in the building created a play of light and shadow. Afterwards, Xavier de Geytre architects and Stefan Beel architects constructed an extra building for the faculty. Then we go to the Groep. This building, which is found in the center of Ghent, contains the city library, the University of Ghent and IMEC. It was created by Cousset and Goris architects in collaboration with RCR architects. The outside of the Groep is a metal line structure designed to be open and transparent. Chosen materials are concrete, glass and metal. Our last big landmark is the St. Barbara Church. This neo-Baroque building was constructed in 1855 by Prosper Coppens. Due to the lack of money, some implementations could not be completed, which altered the look on the outside. The central nave is raised higher than the side chapels. The church was made in French stones with plinths, pilasters and windows and door frames in blue stone. To conclude the day, we visit the Stam where we enjoyed the warmth of the sun. After that, we went back to the train station.
To begin the second day in Ghent, we walked to the Book Tower. The Book Tower, which was completed in 1935, was designed by the architect Henri van de Velde. The floor plan was based on a Greek cross, which symbolizes the connection between heaven and earth. The building was mostly made of concrete, which is a typical feature of the Modernismo style. Almost everything inside the building was drawn according to the golden ratio. This 16.4-meter-high building that consists of 24 floors houses 3 million books. After our lunch break, we went to the St. Anne Church. The construction of this building began in 1853 and was led by the city's architect Lodewijk Roeland. The church is made in eclectic style with Romanesque, Byzantine and Gothic element. In 2019, it was decided that the church would house a market, a restaurant and a wine bar. Outside, they wanted to include a vegetable garden that was going to open to the public. Before going to the city hall, we visited the St. Bav's Cathedral, which was open to the public. Lastly, we went to the City Pavilion of Ghent, which is a multifunctional space that can be used to host all kinds of entertainment. It was designed by the architects Robrecht and Diem in collaboration with Marie-José van Hey. All of City Hall contains 3 parts. The first part, the pavilion, is above the ground. It is a sort of awning that is mostly made of glass, wood and concrete. The second part lays directly underneath the pavilion. It is a restaurant better known as the Grand Café. The third part is the city park on the lower level. After a long day of walking around, we go back home.
For the third day, we decided to visit Bruges. Our first stop of the day is the Holy Magdalena Church, followed by the Governor's House. The Governor's House is a very old building that was rebuilt around the beginning of 1800 in the French style, so that it could be used as a governor's residential. A lot of architects worked together on this project, including G.F. van Gierdehom, architect Pierre Buik, and architect Arthur de Geytre. The most breathtaking part about this building is the interior. We go deeper into Bruges as we go to the Porter's Loge, which is located at the Jan van Eyck Square. It was originally built between 1395 and 1417, but it burned down in 1755. They quickly rebuilt it while making a few changes. 60 years later, they built a new part in the same style, designed by the architect van Gierdehom. Sadly, this part was later torn down and replaced by a late Gothic design. On our way to the College of Europe, we pass the market where we can see the provincial court. When we arrive at the College of Europe, we see that it looks different from the other side. The college has 2 campuses, but this one in Bruges was built in 1949 and was designed by Father Karel Verleijen and many of his students. The building has many large windows that attract a lot of light inside the college. The material exists of 2 colors, namely black and white. Our last stop in Bruges is the old St. John's Hospital. After visiting that building, we head back to the train station.
For our 4th and last day, we went to Liège. Simply enough, the first project we visited was a train station that was named after the district in which it is located. After it was decided that the old train station was no longer up to the current standard, they wanted a new one. They organized a competition that was won by the Spanish architect Santiago Calatrava. The station is constructed from glass, steel, white concrete and Belgian blue stone. The roof is 160 meters long and has a height of 35 meters. On our way to the St. Anthony's Church, we first passed the Montagne de Bure. After a short break at the church, we continue our way to the Opera House. The Opera House was designed in a neoclassical style by Auguste de Gers. You can recognize this by its peculiar temple shape. The building, which was built in 1818, has one remarkable element to this building. In particular, the volume on top of the Opera House. The copper-colored aluminium rods are in complete contrast with the marble. We pass La Bouverie while walking towards the University Hospital. Then we already arrive at our last visiting point, the University Hospital. The designer of this building is Belgian architect Charles van den Hoven. It was built between 1962 and 1987. The hospital has a shape of a pyramid and exists of 2 materials. The first part, the entrance hall, is supported by steel construction, covered in glass. The rest consists of concrete, steel and wood.